Recording.
I don't see my recording option.
You have to ask permission.
Well, I don't even see my button.
There should be the three buttons.
I know
Ask
it's,
permission.
oh, there it is. I'm blind as a bat.
Yes, okay. Yep. Yep.
Silly girl.
We're good. You're on. Here we go. So we're back. Relationship Real Talk. We talked harmony and myself on the Paradis from coast to coast, from Los Angeles to Georgia, right? Georgia.
Georgia, Georgia, East
Can you
Coast to
say
West
Georgia?
Coast.
Can you say Georgia with a like Georgian accent? Come on.
Georgia.
It's so sweet. It's such a sweet, sweet accent. It's like
Yep.
South
That's why they
Carolina.
call us peaches. We're Georgia
Peaches.
peaches.
So
Peaches.
today we're gonna have another one. Doc Harmony and I are here to help you decode some of the madness that's out there in the world. The world's on its ear. We all know this. You know how many times a week I hear this needs to stop. This needs to stop. This is madness. This all needs to stop, right? And a big part of it is relationships are in chaos because of what's out there and the false belief and women should be more butch and masculine and manly and don't you can't trust men. Okay, how's that going to work for you ladies? Men all
Doesn't.
toxic and dangerous, really? Like 50% of the world is toxic and dangerous. How do you think that's going to end up for you? Duh,
Ridiculous.
right? And men are and men needs to be more feminine and soft and lovely and kind and get nice guys and vulnerable and share their feelings. You don't want that. You can't trust those
Mm-mm.
guys.
Mm-mm.
You don't feel safe with those guys. So stop the madness and the crap that's out there. So this is why we're here. We're going to bring some real talk. This is what this thing's about. Real talk. We
Real
both
talk.
have experience for 30 plus years almost in combined in relationship, in our own relationship, personal marriages. With that, been there and back, been in the world and back, done the mistakes and came back. With all of this, so I think I would say for a wise person would be um, benefit from just paying attention to some of the things we're saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I
So,
agree.
Doc, why don't you introduce yourself before we just hit it?
So no, I mean Doc, yeah, Doc Harmony over here, the queensgarden.com and Buy Heel Shop, and we're just excited to be here. I'm excited about this conversation. I
Mm.
just really would like to, this feminist movement has just really destroyed really the true power. I hate to use that word, but that's the only word that humans understand, that real women stand from and create from,
Oh,
and move from, and we actually lead from. We just are just such amazing leaders, and the lies that feminist movement puts out, the lies that they make us believe that, oh, in the Bible, the woman is second-rate citizen, and we're just gonna I mean, it's crazy, right? And
bull.
so, and this is and just really to kind of just show that historically women are just incredibly strong,
Ooh,
competent, wise, disciplined. I
powerful.
mean, powerful. I mean, so, and how that's really going to show up in our day, because it's one thing to talk about the concepts, but really, how do I manage this day to day? Like, what
Right,
happens when I disagree with my husband? How do I
right,
manage, for
right.
example, and then I think you're going to talk about this men's perspective when your husband is honest and then you don't like his answer. Woo! Woo! Like, wow. Then I think it's just going to be a great conversation. I'm so excited about it.
Yeah,
So just everybody get your notepads out, get your pens out,
for
because there's going to be a
sure.
lot of notes to be taken today.
I think so. And when I call powerful, it's funny, right? Powerful for the ladies is a feminine power that is much more
Mhm.
powerful than when you step into your masculine power. And
Mhm.
this is really what I keep, just spinning on, you and I as well. But like I'm just spit like women don't understand your superpower is your feminine, not your
Mhm.
balls. Your balls I have. You don't need your balls with me. It's
Mhm.
irritating. It's pissing me off. Right? It's disrespectful. But
Mhm.
we live in this freaking culture of, you know, like equality and you're equal to men and you can compete with men and everyone loses because we're out of our lanes in that.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
could do this all day long. So my name is
Right.
Andre Parody. I'm in Los Angeles,
Yep.
projectequinox.net if you want to find me, and then it'll be all down in the show below, all the links and stuff for both of us. So today we have a conversation with both sides of the coin, which is essential, right? The masculine, the
As
feminine,
always. Right.
right? Your side, my side, you know. And so the two angles, some of these again, the most common struggles both men and women quietly have in modern culture. So for men, I'm going to start with men, right? For men
Right.
is I want to be able to tell the truth without it becoming ammunition against me. And we talked about this, right? Men live with that a lot, and we'll explain a little bit more, and I'll go off about it because I will. And on the feminine side, right, women will say, "If you choose me, choose me consistently."
Sure.
Now that falls back into commitment, understanding men's way of committing and of showing love. So you could go there, I could go there, back and forth. So where do you want to start?
Well, no, I just think that I really want to kind of pick up just for a second,
Yep.
just this whole foundational lie of women being weak,
Ah,
and that, they've been, and not that there hasn't been patriarchal seasons, right? But at the end of the day, these women, evaluate opportunities, make decisions. We plan ahead, manages resources, cares for people, speaks with wisdom, possesses dignity, and her husband can trust her. So, this whole conversation is based off of, oh, tell me, I want to be your confidant. I want to be your be your partner. Trust me. Can your husband trust you? Are you being strong? Are you being competent, wise, and disciplined? Are you evaluating opportunity? Are you just flying by the seat of your whims and whatever social media is telling you on your feed for the
e,
day, right? I
e.
mean, are you appreciating, listening, and respecting and honoring and supporting your husband? And this is not going to be a Bible quote session. It's not a religious class, but it does say the heart of her husband safely trusts her.
Mm.
Ladies, you want to have a conversation, you want to have strength, you want to have wisdom in your relationship, you want to be able to be that wind beneath his wings. Can your husband safely trust you? And I think that Andre's really, you're going to just share with us how women just butcher that, butcher the trust that a man has just been like, hey, babe, comes to you genuinely, had a bad day, has a struggle, has a thing. And we're like, well, you shouldn't be that way. You should be this way. And you should have said this and you should have done that.
Like
Why
a
is your
girl, right?
husband,
Like a
right?
girl.
Why is your husband coming home and wondering which version of you he's going to come home to?
Oof.
Why is he having to continually prove his allegiance? Why is he ever having he has to agree with every opinion of yours in order to keep the peace? That's horrible. That is
It's that's
horrible.
torturous,
It's
torturous.
torturous. And then the last thing is that, that he can't disagree with your strategy without it being interpreted as some moral dilemma. Like,
Mm.
oh my God, you just killed 10 puppies. No, he just disagreed with your opinion. And so are you being powerful without making your husband your opponent? Boom, there you
Bam.
go, Andre.
The way I love to put it is, the idea the man is the head of the house,
Mm-hmm.
right? The woman is the neck. She has the power to turn the head any which way, and that's factual, right? So,
Right.
like, there's a yin yang to that. There's a
Mhm.
natural polarity in that. There's things that work in that. So, but I want to say this. I want to start right there because it's just like burning my tongue, right? So how many times do women say, "Be honest with me. Tell me the truth. Be honest with me. Be honest. Don't lie to me. I just want. I can't." Right? By the way, I have to say this. Here goes, ladies. I love you all, by the way. No condescending. I'm not judging. I'm just explaining what we see, experience, both men and women, right? But this is a huge one, right? You want us to be honest, tell you the truth.
Mhm.
However, we watch you lie to each other all day long, right in front of us,
Mhm. Mhm.
all day long, right?
Yes.
I do a lot of like events. I go to a lot of events, a lot of,
Mhm.
a lot of networking events, blah, blah, blah. I'm always in the world, right? I'm surrounded with people. Right. And in that you encounter the same people, so you have some friendships, at least some kind of connection,
Mhm.
right? So a lot of women to a lot of these events, you know how many times right in front of me, some woman will walk in and the girl I'm talking to, late, whatever, whoever, or two or three, right, will turn around and go, oh my God, what is she wearing?
Mhm.
Do you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Or,
Mhm.
oh, her hair, blue hair. Oh my God. Like, like completely like out loud in front of me, right? And this person, either with the dress or the bad shoes, or the bad hair, comes
Mhm.
close at one point and they go, "Oh my God, I love your hair." And I'm like, "What are you fucking doing? Why you lie in front of me?" So
Right.
you want us to tell you the truth, and we watch you lie all the time to each other. And
Yep.
it's really gross. I want to say it's really gross. Because then which one
Yes.
are you?
Yes.
Which one are you? Are you like,
Yes.
you want the truth, but you're a liar?
Yes.
Like, and you do it in front of me. You're not even like cool. You know, having a couth to even do it behind my, no, not in front of me. The guy you're trying to get, some honesty out of. I think that's ridiculous. I think that's
Well, let me
ridiculous.
just
And
add one thing before you
yes,
do your
please.
driving point. They lie to their children. We are seeing a generation of young adults between 25 and 30 that think they're amazing, that think that they're so cute, that
You're
they
a
think that they're next
princess.
Neo, that
You're a
they're a
princess.
princess, that they're just Prince Charming. And I'm like, you can't even hold a job. You don't even know you are not that cute. And the criminality of it is
No,
just
seriously.
horrifying. That whole
Seriously.
genre. Thank God the new generation right now is like, no, my kid doesn't get a trophy unless I earn it, right?
Boom.
So what lies? So I agree with you, and I think that that has just been insidious. And I would love for you. How does that affect you, man? Is showing up with us?
Well, like I said, like, who are you? Do you say one thing, you do
Mhm.
something else?
Mhm.
Over and over and over, right? What's my favorite line? It's like, men, uh, what's the word? Men insult each other all the time, but they don't mean it,
Right.
right? Women compliment each other, they don't mean it,
Right.
right?
Right.
Like, but most guys don't have that. They never put that together, really. So, like,
Mm-mm.
so you say one thing, you do something else in front of us. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't think that's confusing and weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, can we trust what you're saying? Is the
Mm-hmm.
signal like, passive aggressive, talk people behind
Mm-hmm.
people's back, blah blah blah. But I want to say this, right? Again, women will say, "Tell me the truth, don't lie to me, be honest with me." And what happens often, and this is our first topic that men complain about or struggle with, is men. By the way, real men are honest. They don't lie. They don't cheat. You know what I mean? They don't cheat. Boys do all that crap. An actual man will pride himself in telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Square in the head. You ask for
Mm-hmm.
it, boom, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
My opinion,
Mm-hmm.
boom, there it is, right? It's something
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's a bit much, but that's testosterone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is men tell the truth. So
Yep.
if you say be honest with me, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yep.
And then freak out and it's being used against me later, right?
Right.
I'll give you an example. This is true story. Right before I got married, my last girlfriend, right? I was on the road. I lived the role. You know what I mean? The life on like sex, drugs, rock and roll, party. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's life on the road.
Mm-hmm.
It comes with a package. You get on the bus and you're an animal. As long as you do your job, right? It comes together.
Yep.
So I get off the road and I'm done with all that. I'm never doing that again, right? It was fun, whatever. So my girlfriend, like, by then was just about 6 months in, and by then we're talking about the future, right? Like maybe marriage, and like we're just kind of like normal conversation, maybe babies, I don't know, like. And she says to me at one point, I'll never forget. I'm in the kitchen leaning on the counter, and she's actually leaning on me. We're like hip to hip, just sort of chilling. And she says, "I have a question." I go, "Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Be honest with me." I go, "Of course." Because why would I not, right? She goes, "Are you into like weird shit?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't know what that means."
Right. That's
She goes,
so like what's weird for you might not be weird for me, and
right.
vice versa.
She
Right.
know, she goes like, like sexually. I go, "What does that mean?" She
Right.
goes like, like threesomes and crazy stuff like this. And I go, "Oh, yeah, I've done all that." She lost her mind.
Oh God.
She completely fell apart. Completely lost her mind. And I'm like, well, you asked a
You
question.
asked.
That was
Right.
then. That was life on the
Right.
road. You should be
Right.
happy to have done that and it's behind me. I'm not chasing that
Mm-hmm.
anymore. I'm done with that. It's
Mm-hmm.
something I could say that, it's behind me. But you
Mm-hmm.
decide that means something about my character, understanding nothing about the life on the road, whatever. Not
Mm-hmm.
that anybody could guess. It just right. And seriously, that was like now from then on, I was a pervert. So now I'm being
Mm-hmm.
judged by my girlfriend because I answered a question honestly, which is what she asked me to do, which I wouldn't lie about
Mm-hmm.
anyways. It's funny because the same question by my wife, right now, my current wife, is like, thank God you got that out of your system.
Right.
I never have to worry about you doing that. I go, God, there was then
Right.
and this is now, and like that doesn't fit. You know what I mean? So I see the difference. But my wife doesn't turn things against me.
Right.
So I can tell the truth,
Yep.
right? And often I have to be gentle about it, right? Because I think I'm a man. I want to keep you
Of
square.
course,
So I have to
there's
have some
protocol.
sensitivities. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, even something like this, right? She'll ask for my opinion about something. Now, I've learned this over the course of our marriage. Most guys don't know this. Most women don't know this, right? So I need your opinion. And I go, okay, so before I answer, right, do you really want my opinion? Because you may not like my opinion, right? Or do you want me to
Mhm.
agree with you?
Right.
Which one do you want? Because often women want us to agree with them more than
Right.
the truth. Again, you don't want the
Yes.
truth, you want what you want. Do you know what I mean? I'll give you an
Hmm.
example. So she's working at a college, and this one teacher who's running the thing, who's a pain in the ass. She's in no accountability, constantly creating problems, and kind of vicious. So she goes behind people's backs,
Oh.
smiles in their face, right? And again, so it pollutes the whole system. And she's
Hmm.
been dealing with this for years. So she comes home sometimes. She's just my lovely, beautiful, sweet wife comes home. She's such a like, pollutes my world, right? Like this is so this woman I don't know, I don't like, right? Because turns my woman into anyway. So at one point she's home, she's all mad, and she's like, can I have your opinion?
Oh,
And something
yeah.
happened with a woman I didn't know. And
Right.
again, because I know better, I go, so again, before you say anything, do you want my opinion? Oh, you want me to agree with you? And
Correct.
she'd shared already the problem with this woman again, right?
Mhm.
So I knew the situation. Before I give my opinion, right? And she's like, um, I think I want you to agree with me. I'm like, okay, what a
Okay.
bitch. I can't believe she still works there. After all these years, nobody knows who she's a vicious little piece of crap, right? She's by the, like, I can't believe that, right? Like, how dare she? They should fire her now, right? And she's just smiling ear to ear, right? Because that's what she wants to hear.
Right.
Because I could have said, well, she has a point, right? She might have a point the way she's
Right.
like da 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 da. Anyway, so again, you want the truth? Can you handle the truth? Most of you can't handle the truth. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can. So that makes us shut up. That makes us start to conceal everything from you because if you're going to turn anything I say, even one, against me, you're no longer going to get the truth. And now you feel like I'm hiding, which I may be
Mhm.
because you're going to freak out for no reason. But to
Right.
you, you just feel like you're not getting the whole story, which makes you feel insecure. And what's he
Mhm.
hiding? And who's he talking to? And what's that mean? And he's trying to leave me. Is he sad? That. And all goes down to the toilet. So men
Mhm.
will say, I'd like to be able to tell the truth without turning into ammunition. So
Mhm.
if ladies, you notice that your man's no longer sharing anything with you that makes you crazy because you know nothing about what's going on inside of him,
Mhm.
you may want to go and apologize for maybe a
Mhm.
past mishap. I'm just saying, because until that, he's never going to be able to, he's not going to do it. You're not
Right.
safe.
Right.
Oh, I just went off a little bit.
Well, and let me I just compliment your wife. Your wife just innately knows so many things. And she really uses the mouth, that a woman's most violent, most um excellent weapon is her mouth, right?
Yep.
Exactly. He's
Yep.
already pointing to it as I'm
Yep.
stumbling over my words, trying to find polite words.
Man fight with their fists, women fight with their mouths.
Yes, exactly.
Fact.
And so using our mouth for wisdom and for kindness goes such a long ways. I mean, all your wife did was support you. It sounded like there's a little jesting there, a little camaraderie there versus attack and judgment. She really is paying attention to how she says it. And I think that that's women really has to learn how to communicate better. It's more than that. I think that you really brought up I want to really drive this home is because it is about conversations between wisdom or strategy versus morals and values. We as women in general act like you just killed 10 puppies. And I'm going to say that a lot because I want it to be dramatic. I want them to be like, oh my God, because that's what they're doing. Instead of going, well, I just
Right.
disagree with his decision, or I would have done a different strategy, or I don't think that that's as wise, or maybe it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, one, as we both, Andre and I say all the time, you're not his mother. Get over it. You're
Thank
not
you.
his mother. And secondly, unless he is killing 10 puppies, which he's not, and if there's a moral or a values there, that's a whole different conversation.
Right.
So we're not talking about that here because everybody has different morals and values. Everybody has different religious cultures, cultural backgrounds, etc. That is not what this is about. This is about the 98% of your conversation, which is about the distinction, how people confuse categories of wisdom strategy versus morals and values. Stop making everything a mass murder. Stop making everything a butcher, and so, and really looking at how strategy, when listening to my husband, so and it's new listening for all women because we haven't been trained properly, is, oh, is this, oh, he's just doing it kind of different than I am. And when I do that, I become curious. I
Mm.
become
Ah,
curious,
brilliant.
right? And so when I become curious, it almost becomes like Winnie the Pooh for me. I
Yeah.
don't know, it just does, right? Because I'm like, oh, this is a game, or like Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, what is he up to? This is fascinating. Like, I would have never done it that way. I don't say that because I don't need to, because in my head, I'm like, I'm so curious. And then what
Smart.
happens
That's
is
smart.
I get to have the flexibility in that conversation where I can listen because now I'm not attached to being right. I'm not attached to being his mother. I'm not attached to dominating. I'm not, I can disagree with, and so I'll give you an example. Money is such a huge
Oh
issue
yeah.
for everybody,
Yep.
including me, you know, and so let's just say you, the woman, want to pay down the mortgage. He wants to have a larger emergency fund and invest the difference. Neither one of these are bad. They're both great ideas. They're both great ideas. Nobody lacks character here. Nobody lacks morals and values. But the woman, 99% of the time, she'll go, you don't care about our family security. You just go let us be a debt, let us lose the house, blah, blah, blah. And you just, and they go from, I disagree with your financial strategy. Could we
Yeah.
talk about it?
Right.
To, there's something wrong with who you are. You're wrong. You're
Right.
bad.
Yeah.
We make them be this amoral person, and it's just a disagreement about a decision.
Well, yeah, and it becomes to me, it lands like a judgment. Like all of a sudden,
Yeah.
something wrong with my character as a male. Really?
Mm.
Right? Judging for not agreeing with you, that this judgment of my character. How about how about see the difference? Instead of judging me and then making me the bad guy all of a sudden, and then throwing all these attributes, adjectives in me, right? If you go,
Mm.
like you said, you take a pause. You go,
Mm.
hold on, that's a little different. That's a little weird, even. Okay, hold
Yeah.
on. So get a little curiosity as opposed to reacting. And then
Mhm.
my favorite words that these ladies to use on their man, all the man, your fathers, your brothers, when you get in that place of what the hell, because that happens a lot, right? Uh, help me understand.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Magical words. There's no
Yep.
judgment in that. There's no disrespect. It's help
Yep.
me understand. I know you thought this through. I know you have a concept. I know you know what's happening. I'm not there yet. Help me understand,
Mhm.
please.
Mhm.
Like, why did you do this? Why did you say that? Why is this
Mhm.
happening? I
Mhm.
don't know. Right? This is a whole different approach as
Mhm.
opposed to judgment, condescending, mothering, right?
Mhm.
And then act like they said the puppy, 10 puppies got murdered, right? She asked me a question about on the road, and that, my example, like she lost her
Right.
mind,
Right.
and it
Well, and
was
and I think there is important to make a distinction. Nobody here, any woman listening, nobody here is saying that it's okay to have secret accounts, chronic
no,
deception,
no,
of course not.
no,
But that's what we act like. Oh my God, you're
right,
hiding things from me. Oh my
yep,
God, you're not discussing things. Well, of course not. And this goes back to what Andre is saying. The whole theme of this show is that, you want your man to be honest. How are you responding? How are you having a conversation? Is his response to you, you're always overreacting? Well, are you? I mean, and so are we looking at the topic, let's just say like money, how much is it to save versus invest? We're not talking about embezzlement from each other, right?
right,
Like, so I
uh,
really think that this is so super important. And it goes back to that this is where the feminist movement has killed us. Killed us
mm,
because they're like, oh, say what you think. Woman, hear me roar. Get it out there, girl.
don't take a
Right,
shit, don't take
right.
a
Don't take it.
shit,
Right.
get the hell
And I'm
out of here,
like, in Syria, if you go back thousands upon thousands of years, it is very clear. Be wise, be discerning, watch, listen. I mean, nobody is saying let you get walked on. But once again, they have continually lied to us to keep us. They're the ones keeping us the second-rate
yeah,
citizen. A good
absolutely,
man will not be a good man. Didn't he come to you in the first place? Didn't he come to you hat in hand and going, hey, babe, I need your opinion.
Mhm.
The problem is, what was your response?
Right. Ooh, drop the mic.
Yep.
Thank you. That was a good chunk for both of us. So let's touch the other one for the ladies. There's something they struggle with quietly in modern culture is if you choose me, this is women speaking, right? Choose me consistently. Do you
Hmm.
want to start that one? Because I got lots to say about that too.
Well, I think this will really tie things in from where we just came to where we're going. Is, am I promoting a preference as a principle, or am I judging his character by it? So let me explain.
Mm,
It's like women will complain, I just want him to lead, that whole, and that's a consistent thing.
fact,
I want him to lead.
fact,
I want him to lead. I
fact.
want
Yeah, yep.
and so this consistent, and we see this as being part of consistency. But really the question is, are you actually saying, I want him to lead us toward the decision I've already made? He needs to read my mind. But you know what I'm
Oh,
nailing it.
wait, I
You
felt
know
that.
I'm nailing it.
I actually felt that.
I mean,
Like,
I'm nailing it.
yes,
Nailing
like
it.
the words come out and you're like, that's not the message here, right? Like this, like just agree with me, like just
Right.
yeah,
It's the
baby. Woo.
right. It's the complaint. It's like we throw these complaints out there underneath, this game we're playing, and it's all this emotional feelings, 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 and then we wonder why we are not getting the consistent love. He comes home a little bit later every day, or he's not bringing flowers,
Right.
or he's terrified to walk in the front door for Pete's sakes. Are you going to be, are you going to be, the wife, or are you going to be what is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde kind of
Right. You're
scenario,
gonna be the
right? I mean,
maniac, right?
right,
And
right.
again, same thing again. Go back to what men want when they come home is peace and
Mhm.
harmony,
Mhm.
right? So if chaos is in his house, right, and he needs to like sit in the garage for a half hour before having the courage to get out of the car because he's got to, you know, harm himself up or kind of just get ready for conflict. You know what I mean? This is when he's going to stay at work longer and longer and longer and longer and go to the gym and avoid you, come home till
Mhm.
hopefully in bed. Like that happens a lot, right?
Yes.
And so understanding this because he can't come home to chaos and stress and tension, right? If I can't relax in my own house, I can recover. I can't go fight the world the next day,
Right.
right? Really
Right.
quickly, everything falls apart. So he stays away. And by the way, ladies, I'm going to say this, right? If a lot of men have indiscretions because she can't stand him at home because there's everything wrong, where the cute secretary at the office thinks he's amazing.
Amazing.
He's being respected all over the place out in the
Hmm.
world.
Hmm.
The people he works with, the people that are around him, right? He's being
Hmm.
respected everywhere
Hmm.
and what's the word? Appreciated for
Appreciate
the
it.
man that he is. He comes home and that doesn't exist. So
Yep. Yep.
just saying, right?
Yep.
For the sake of it all, right? Understand really his peace is essential. Otherwise, nothing
Absolutely.
survives. And then if you can't have his peace, you'll stay away and you're going to get more scared and more worried. Now, I have to say this about, if you choose me consistently, falls back
Mm-hmm.
in my world with the fact that women don't understand man's commitment, period.
Oh.
Men understand commitment naturally. We can't do anything unless you commit to it. I can't get out of bed unless I commit to it. I can't get my job until I commit to it. I can't take a shower unless I commit to it. Everything I do is a commitment.
Yeah.
Every single freaking thing. You understand this, ladies?
Mhm.
So the idea of committing to a woman, a wife, that's a bigger commitment. That's a 80-pound backpack full of rocks on my back for the rest of my life. I'm gonna take a minute
Mhm.
to think this through, make sure I have the right partner,
Mhm.
right? It's a huge responsibility, but men will do, you know, and men will do the big stuff, marry the girl. Do you know what I mean? Now, that's a mistake that we make, by the way, right?
Mhm.
Again, your way, my way. How do we meet in the middle? What men do often, right, is they marry the woman, the wife. They take all the responsibility. They go to work. They pay the bills. You know what I mean? They don't cheat. They're loyal. All that beautiful stuff, right? But they forget that a woman needs reassurance on a ongoing basis,
Mhm.
right? So if you don't say, if you don't like, she's, how much, if you don't appreciate her, if you take it for granted because you're doing all the hard work out there and she does all the hard work inside, sometimes both, do you know what I mean? If a woman doesn't feel appreciated, she feels like take it for granted and she feels he doesn't
Mhm.
care. And if he doesn't notice, you know, the good meal that was she made some special effort because it was
Mhm.
favorite and he doesn't say much anything but it was good, like women start feeling unappreciated, right? It makes him feel insecure, right? The fact that he's not really meeting her in needing to feel connected, stay connected,
Mhm.
and actually safe in the relationship. And women will start getting squirrelier and squirrelier, and they
Of
say like, "I don't think that you love me," and he's like, "Are you
Right.
kidding?"
But that's
Right?
because the strategy that women are using doesn't work.
And
You
say
know,
more.
it just doesn't work. I mean, and so really, I want to be like, it's the nagging. Oh my God, this is priceless. It's just, I'm so glad I remember this
Bring
one.
it, bring
You're gonna
it,
love
bring it,
this.
bring
I'm
it.
just gonna love this. So, so in the Bible, it does say that there's nothing worse than a nagging woman. That if you're with a nagging woman, then you should go live in a cave by
Yeah.
yourself and be
By the
homeless,
way,
that you're just better
I
off.
don't need the Bible to tell me this.
Right, exactly. But let me tell you. So one of my favorite pastors, he goes, let me break this down for you. He goes, having a wife that is a nagging woman is worse than being waterboarded by ISIS. I was like, oh no, oh my God.
He's not wrong.
Amen. So let me tell you though, let me give you some examples, ladies. You're always on your phone. Why are you always on your phone? On your phone. Just blah, blah, blah. Nag, nag. It's like water drip, water drip. And
Yep.
this is a
Yep.
real torture method.
Oh,
Everybody thinks,
sure.
oh, one little water, but thousands upon thousands of water drips is complete torture, people.
Hmm.
And so instead, you could say, hey, babe, I really miss you. Rub his arm, get up next to him, not wear a bra. I don't know,
Hey, yo.
something. And
Hey.
and go, I really, what are you up to? Hey, tell me about it, And I mean, oh my God, he won't even know he has a phone in his
He's gonna
hand.
put it right down.
Right. He'd be like,
Straight up.
right?
Is
I
it
mean, he's
clunk?
there, right? Like
Clunk.
done, done. Or you never plan anything. You don't do anything, And it's like there are so many ways. So what are you up to? What would you like to do? Tell me your plans. What would you like?
Boy.
Hey, what would you like to do to me? Right? I mean, there's just so many ways that you can actually, women, you never, never, never help around here. And we've learned this and we've talked about this, the art of negotiating. Babe, I know you've had a long day. And I've done that. There are some days, my husband, I have a rule. He does the outside, I do the inside. I
Beautiful.
personally think I have the better end of the deal. I don't want to do cars. I don't want to cut grass. I don't want to weed eat. I don't even want to know what is out there to do, right?
Yeah.
So laundry, cooking, cleaning, dishes, I'm
In
in.
air conditioning. Yeah. Good for
Right.
you. Good for you.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen. We're in Georgia. It's hot and
A
humid.
hot
And
land. Yeah.
so,
Hard. Yeah.
right, it is. But and I'm always so grateful, but there are occasions where I'm like, if I wash another dish, I am just going to. And so I'll just be like, hey, babe, the next time you're changing the oil in the car, I would love to come and spend some time with you, but I really just don't want to wash another dish tonight. Oh my God, let me get right on.
Yep.
Never
Done.
because I
Done.
make an offer. Like, I'm like, babe, I get it. I get you're doing the outside. I really appreciate it. I'll come and
But
hang out with
right
you.
now,
But I
yeah.
just really don't want to wash another dish. I'm just fed up with it.
Yeah.
And so it really, because I'm acknowledging what he does, I'm
Well,
I'm appreciating what he
yes.
does. I'm
Yes.
saying I'll spend time with you, you know,
Yes.
whatever it takes, but
Right.
please don't have me wash another dish.
Yeah, and on the instinctual level, what happens is when she respectfully say, "I don't have it," do you know what I mean? Because I mean she's worn out, like so everything lovely about her is fading, right? Her warmth, her femininity, her loveliness, her joy,
Yep,
right? That's all fading. There's nothing lovely about a burnt out woman.
yep,
Nothing.
yep.
And we all know this. We stay away from you.
Right.
But if you could actually call it, if you
You
can
want to
call
stay
it,
away from
we
us.
will stay away from you. I'll be in the garage for 3 days if you're not okay. And then you're gonna blame me for not helping. But the
Oh,
fact is your energy keeps me away, right? So again, if you could call it and say something like you said, right? Like I'm just I don't have it, like I can't,
mm,
right? We instinctively this pulls at our instinct to be your heroes. This is like how
mm,
what smart women know, right? Men want to be heroes at their core.
yeah.
Now, not
Mhm.
boys,
Sure.
men. So know the
Men.
difference. That's the whole thing that I teach. They
Mm,
all look the same, but different temperament. But a man, when you trigger the hero in him, becomes the hero because he wants to be the hero. We're trying to impress you all the time. We want you to be happy
mhm.
all the time. So get this, because simply said, men will get this loud and clear. I'm not sure if the ladies will, but in the end, what motivates us is when my wife, when my wife is good, I'm good. When my wife is
Mhm.
happy, I'm happy. When my wife is at peace, because she's can to relax a little bit, she brings me peace. So
Mhm.
the hero in me will come out when you go, maybe I don't really have it, if you don't mind, if you
Right.
would, right? If you
Right.
would, oh my God, rescue, da 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 da, there's Zorro, there's
Right.
Tarzan is going to come out, Superman,
Right.
right? To do some stupid stuff like the rest of the dishes. It
Mhm.
doesn't take a whole lot of effort, but if you tell me, I'm sick of this, you do nothing around here,
Right.
I go back in the garage for the rest of the
Right.
day.
Yes.
Right? You want to be mad? Now you're going to be mad.
Yep.
Right? This is not how you approach men. You have to understand
Right.
Manglish. You have to understand respect paradigm. You have to understand mothering, super disrespectful. And if you have to wait till you snap to ask him for something, you waited too long.
Well, and the problem is we are not creating the environment where he can, going back to your, the original thesis here, that men, not are not able to be honest, and then we wonder why he's not consistent. I mean, it's just to catch, they're so related. If I'm continually telling him he's not romantic, if I'm continually shaming him that he's not romantic, if I'm continually reminding him he's not leading, he's not a strong leader, and I have contempt. I
What,
mean,
what's
really,
going to happen?
right. So I've created, because we're the managers of the relationship.
Yep.
We're the one who set the tones. We're
Yep.
the one who set the attitudes. We're the one that
Yep.
make the glitter. We're the one that
Yep.
make the fairy pixie dust.
Yes.
And then women are like, I love this one. I love this one. Well, he should just know. And I want to just always say, I'm sorry, you married God, the omnipotent one, the
My,
omniscient one,
the mind reader,
the mind reader, like the one who
really.
knows everything all the time. I don't think so. I don't think so. And so he cannot, your husband cannot search your heart. He cannot always interpret your silence. He cannot automatically know what is underneath your frustration. And he genuinely loves you. He genuinely, like Andre was saying, wants to be your hero.
Yep.
He just perceives the world completely
Different.
different than you do,
Yes.
right?
Now that was interesting again because what I saw I see happening when I decode this behavior and why women get so angry that he should know what I want. He's
Isn't
known
that
me long
crazy?
enough. No, he's known me long enough. He should
Right.
know what I want, what I need, what I don't like, kind of thing. Because I'm going to say this, and you will confirm that for me, that woman on woman, you know. You know when your girlfriend's off. You know when something's wrong. She gets out of the car, she's 20 feet away, you know something's wrong.
Mhm.
Right? And you go, "Are you okay? What's going on?" Like you,
Fine,
you have a
fine.
sense, you have a sense of when energy is off, right? With your girlfriend. Do you know what I
Mhm.
mean? So you assume that if I love you as a male, I should be able to do the same thing. If you love me, you will know when I'm
Mhm.
out of sort. You will know that I'm needy. You know that I need this, right? You will know. But we're not wired that way. We're not women,
But I would
right?
disagree. You all do. You all ask. But if we say we're fine,
Well,
you
that's
go, you're
the,
fine.
okay. I heard
Okay.
you. I heard
You
you.
move on.
Done.
And then we're upset because it's like, well, he should know I'm not fine. But you said you were fine. I
We
don't know
listen
what
to
to
the
tell you.
words, you listen to the tone, right? So when you say I'm fine, I heard just fine. Even if you say I'm just fine, and we go, okay, whatever, but okay, I'm gonna just follow your lead. That means,
Ex-
you're fine. So I guess there's nothing for me to do here, even though I know you're not fine.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I'm gonna listen to what you're saying. And women will
Mm-hmm.
say, well, I'll tell you a story about tones and how ridiculous that is, and that we
Mm-hmm.
should know. I had a client and we had this thing going, and she was really crabby that day. So we're on Zoom, but something's happening. My computer, my window to my I have a circular driveway. So right now I'm looking right at the driveway through the window. Right, it's like literally in front of me. My son parks in the driveway, and that morning the client's out of sorts. She's a little weird, right, and out of sort. But my son has something going on with his car, and I could tell my son is really mellow. He's just chill. He doesn't panic. Like, but I could see there's something going on. His body language, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I'm kind of doing one of these a little bit, right? And I go, sorry, can I just take a second because something's going on? Because she says, why are you so distracted? I'm like, because something's going on. Give me a second. Anyway, he thought his car was dead. It was just a battery thing, right? So I come back and I said, can you give me a half hour? I just need to help him out with this because he needs to go to work and he's freaking out. Fine. So we get back on the computer a half hour later, and she starts talking and she's rambling. She's in a bad mood. She just, I don't know what she's saying, but she's like, I let her just kind of talk because often that's where you get to what's really going on, right? But she went
Right.
on for 20 minutes, 20 minutes, just rambling, right? And so I said, well, what are you asking me then? Right? And she's like, what do you mean? I just asked you twice. I'm like, all I heard is 20 minutes of words. There was no point. There was this, right? So, and so she's like, why are you being so weird today? I'm like, I'm being weird. Okay. So, all right. I'm just telling you, I didn't, and then as I'm trying to explain this, my computer flashes, boop, next customer's here on Zoom. I
Um,
boop, because they could push back a half hour for my son, right?
sure.
So I say to her, I'm like, sorry, but I have to go. My next client here. She goes, what do you mean? I go, I just said it. My next client's here, right? I says, she goes, well, what about me? I go, well, let me just do that. And I know she was available. She wasn't working that day, so I knew that. I go, let me do this. And I said, and if you want, I'll call you back. We'll finish. She goes, don't worry about it. Attitude. I'm
I
like, I'm
love
gonna
it.
ask, and I say it again. I'm like, so, right? Like I said, I'm gonna offer again. I'm gonna take care of that. And if you want, I'll come back and we can finish the conversation. I'm fine. Don't worry about it. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
So we hung up.
Okay.
Obviously, I took care of Steph. I didn't call her back. The week later, I come back on the computer and she's got this attitude, right? Like, and I go, what's going on? She goes, I'm mad at you. I go, why? She goes, you didn't call me back.
Oh my.
Word up, right in my face. Right now, she's gonna shame me, trying to like
Right.
shame me,
Right.
right? And I go, well, if I remember very well, I asked you twice if you wanted to call you back, and you said no with an attitude. So why would I call you back? And she says, well, women, this is your work. I didn't mean it. And I'm like, okay, time to put on your big girl panties on
Right.
and your big
Yep.
girl pants
Time to
on.
learn a
You're
lesson.
you're 42 years old. You're a grown woman, right? I asked you. You said no. You win. And I'm
Yep.
not gonna guess, and I'm not gonna acquiesce. I'm not gonna like, what's the other word? Pander to your little
Right.
moods and attitude when you treat me poorly and you think
Right.
it's going to work for you. So there you go. And then with that, when I put it in her face, it's funny because she went like 3 or 4 minutes without talking. Like she got all right. And
Yep.
then within a few minutes, she's like, so what I want to talk about today is right. So my point is, ladies, like this stack mind reading stuff that he should know better.
Does
He
not
knows
work.
better. And again, even
Does not
myself, if
work.
I knew better, right, this is not bringing out the best in me. I was
Right.
gonna, if I called her that day, I would have disrespected myself. She would have had an
Mm-hmm.
attitude. I would have copped an attitude. Like there was nothing was worth it, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you lie to me, don't tell me the truth, and you want me to guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing any of
Mm-hmm.
that. And even when I
Mm-hmm.
know, I'm not playing that game, right?
Right.
Again, so how do we in the middle? Let's just get some re
Well, and it goes to it really, in summary, it really just goes to being clear with our communication. And it takes a lot to be vulnerable, and in that case, she could have been like, you know, I'm really angry. I'm upset. This isn't going the way I would like it or expected it to. But yes, I would be really grateful if you could give me a call back and we could work this out. I'm sure there's something to learn. I'm sure there's something to figure out. Just humility and humbling goes just
respect,
a little respect
respect
goes just a long way. And it would have been such a win-win situation. And you would have been like, da, da, da,
all over it, all over it.
all over it.
I would have
But
given
it's
you an
like
extra hour and
cutting
a half even
right.
for my inconvenience, what I create as an inconvenience, as opposed to like acting like a little 12-year-old,
Yep.
acting like a
Yep.
teenager, right? There's a
Yep.
reason why we hate teenagers because they're all self-centered, selfish, and there's a reason why we hate teenagers. They're shitty. You know what I mean? So you act
Yep.
like a teenager as a 40-year-old woman.
Oh,
You
it's
know what I mean? Like
horrible.
what are you so and
Horrible.
you think I'm gonna deal with that?
Right.
I'm not going to deal with
Right.
that. So, and
Right.
then you lose, right? You lose the best part of me. You lose me
Yep.
wanting to like actually fix whatever it is that makes you unhappy, and you get nothing. And I'm actually much better off, honestly, on some level. I'm not playing those games. So
Right.
you can play games, ladies. What's it going to
Right.
cost you?
Right. Well, it costs us the very thing that we want, which
Ta-da!
is the consistent love, approval, and appreciation,
Ta-da!
because we're consistently cutting off our nose. And there's nothing wrong with being upset. Lately with my husband, I have some big, hot emotional issues. And so we're really working on when I say I can't breathe. I
Mm.
can't think. or timeout, something
Yep.
in that
Yep.
category,
Yep. Yep.
you know, just going, hey, rub my back. Anything that comes out of my mouth at this point is not going to be good. So I have to have a timeout,
Yep.
and just kind of really remembering that, my character, my goal of being, even close to maybe a Proverbs 31 woman would be that my character isn't dependent upon anything else but me.
Oh,
Like what am I, who am I striving to be, and what characteristics and integrity am I trying to maintain? And it shouldn't matter what one I want to emphasize this. Women, your husband loves you. Like Andre said, he wouldn't have married you. He wouldn't have been paying the bill. I
he
mean,
wouldn't
we're
be
not
there.
talking
He
about the
wouldn't be there.
man that is not there, that's screwing around. We're not talking about that. We're talking about 80 to 90% of the men that are there showing up every day, playing with the kids. Yes, of course he's tired. You're tired too. I'm sure you sit on the couch during the day when he's not there on top. So I don't want to hear it. You have a soap opera. Soap operas are still around because somebody's watching them. I'm just saying. Just saying.
Oh, drop the mic.
Just saying. So it's like my character, who do I want to be? I want to possess kindness and wisdom. And I've always said, and I've never mastered it, but yeah, grace and dignity go a
Ooh, it's a
long way.
practice. It's a
Great. It is a
practice.
practice.
It's a
And it
practice.
is asking for that, hey, I need a time,
Yeah.
hey, please, I want to be able to communicate better. I do believe in you. I do believe that your strategy is probably solid. I just was thinking something different. So now I'm
Yeah.
a little derailed. So I
Help
need
me
time to,
understand. Help me
exactly,
understand.
exactly.
So
Let's
simple,
regroup.
right? Do you have a
Yes,
second? Help me understand. I'm freaking out.
yes.
I don't know
And
what
then
the
I get
plan
that
is. I'm freaking out.
consistent, right? I am. I freak out. I
I don't know
do.
what's happening. I'm freaking out. Please help me understand, right? Because by the way, it's another guy thing, man thing, right? That we make plans all the time, but we have zero instinct to share our plans with anybody. So often, serious, period, right? Look at the reaction. We have no reason or instinct or
Right?
thinking that I should share that with anybody. Never mind anybody, like nobody, anybody,
Oh my
right?
God, I
So
have to
and
interrupt you. This
okay,
is
go
what
ahead.
we say at here at Heal. They'll go, just yesterday this happened. Our bookkeeper, she goes, well, Kevin said, and she goes, oh yeah, I forgot the rule. Just because Kevin knows doesn't mean Harmony knows.
Right. Yes.
Bingo,
Factual.
bingo.
Well, again, and it's not because we're concealing on purpose. It's like literally, I made a plan. I got it right here. I get doop, 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 doop. I got it. And it's going to wait to Tuesday because by Tuesday, I know this, stuff, blah, blah, blah. Right. Meanwhile, my wife is like, what is the plan with planning this thing? And have you put thought into it? I'm like, that's all I did is talk about it, think about it. Right. And I'm midway because I need more information that I'm going to get on Tuesday. But I have this whole thing going in my head, except she didn't know. So
Right.
again, instead of getting all mad and whatever, she's like, "So I'm sure you're in the middle of it. I'm sure you thought about it. I'm sure you're working on it, but I don't see you doing it because I don't see you doing it. I don't know if you're doing anything. It's kind of freaking me out. Help me
Hmm.
understand, where you're at with this because I'm freaking out. I'm like,
Right.
oh, well, I
Right.
got it all figured out. I got all this done. I'm just waiting for Tuesday to get the last piece, and and she's like, that'd be really helpful if you could share that with me, so I don't get to freak out. I'm
Right.
like, oh, well. Well, I guess, but again, we have no instincts for that. It's
None.
so obvious to
None.
us because I have it,
None.
right? I know you
None.
don't, but then you
Right.
have to like invite me to help me understand. It's very
Right.
simple. It's
Yes.
respectful, and I'll tell you because
Yes.
I have it already. Anyway,
Yes.
whatever it is, by the way.
Yes.
So, men always have a plan. And
Yes.
often you don't know what's going on and it freaks you out. I get it.
No.
Don't know what to
No.
wear, don't know where we're going, don't know what to right?
Right. Oh, words. Like, and then it's like, even if you know where we're going, I'm like, well, what is everybody else wearing?
I know.
No idea. No idea. Like, no idea. I'm like, oh my
It's
gosh.
a
Oh my
picnic. I think you could figure it out. But
God.
then you don't even know what
Oh
kind of
no,
picnic it
there's
is,
different types of
right?
picnics.
Thank you.
Is
I
there a
totally
lake?
get
Is
it.
it a pool?
I think,
Children, not
that's
children? Which
it's
one is
funny.
it?
I learned that one with my wife, right? So I make plans, right? And they're all basically she's amazing because she knows me because I have a
Yep.
plan is going to be all planned, whatever. So I basically tell her when to get by the car. That's it. You have to leave by 3 o'clock.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Whichever we're going to, right? Like I say by 3 o'clock, because I've accounted with traffic and getting there on time and getting the first. I'm the guy who's always early, so
Right.
we got to leave when I say, right? So I tell her what time we leave, what level of dressing she
Yeah.
needs, because she has a concern. I learned that, right? I'm not
Of
concerned.
course.
I wear jeans and boots and a t-shirt. If it's fancy, I got a dress shirt on. Okay, that's it. Right. That's right. So, but she doesn't know, right? So I tell her the level of fat, casual, medium, fancy, right?
Hmm.
Like ocean, hiking, right? Dinner, in an Italian restaurant like that, right? So I tell her
Right.
what time and tell her the level of fancy required for the event, right? And I ask her how she feels about it.
Right. Oh,
And she,
nice.
yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Right. So now she knows how to dress. She knows what time to leave. And she's like,
Yep.
whatever, I'll be ready. Right. And she gets all excited. She doesn't even know where we're going. She no longer even asks me or cares where we're going. Did I mean if I've taken her for dinner, she's not asking where
Right.
we're going. She's not
Right.
asking what kind of food. She just gets in the car excited, like, because surprise me, right? So she knows how to dress. She knows what time to leave. How you feel about this. And now I'm the hero. But again, I don't even need to share a whole lot. I
Right.
got it.
Right.
Trust me,
Right.
right? And again, that came with time, obviously. And I learned to tell her what she needs to wear. Otherwise, she's going to be all
Mhm.
wigged out all night. And if she doesn't feel pretty because she's
Oh,
not
that's the
dressed enough,
worst.
right?
Right.
The
Or
evening is ruined.
overdressed.
Right,
Overdressed.
right, completely appropriate. Like the evening is ruined for her.
Yes.
Men don't
Yes.
understand that.
Yes.
You look
As a
great, but
matter of fact, some things that I remember are like only because I'm like I was not appropriately or I was overdressed or
yeah,
underdressed.
yeah, yeah,
And I'm like, I remember that like yesterday. It's just
yep,
craziest, craziest thing. But I do want to one second. Hold on. Oh my goodness, sorry
yeah.
about that.
We need to roll. I know this.
But uh,
We don't
but
want to go too long.
I want to end up closing
Yes, please.
with if so we're talking about choosing and choosing consistently, being chosen consistently.
Being wise about it.
And so we've really covered a lot here that, from a woman's perspective, am I looking at my husband without demanding he validate me? Can I love him without controlling him? Can I disagree without dishonoring him?
Mm,
Can I ask for change without attacking his character? And can I maintain standards without, like you said earlier, without weaponizing them against him? And can I just, and so, but women, we're just so self-centered. It's like, choose me, be consistent, yada, yada, yada. And I really think that we should leave this conversation with women really thinking, am I consistently choosing my husband?
oh, off the mic.
You know, am I through what I just said? Am I loving him? Am
Yeah.
I disagreeing with honor? Am I asking for change without attacking him?
Mm,
And there's nothing wrong with boundaries. There's nothing wrong with disagreement. There's nothing wrong with different opinions.
yeah.
It's how we're managing it. And when we manage it in that way, when we are that clean with our husbands, clean, clear, and concise, and in our communication, instead of vague and expecting him to be like, a mind reader or worse, like
Yeah.
God. I find all the time women want their husbands to be this perfect person. Well, this I'm like, my goodness, this is horrible. What a horrible thing to do to any other human being.
No kidding.
And
Kind of
so
pressure.
are you consistently choosing him as he is?
Now, I have to say something. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
Yep.
because I heard women's voices as you're speaking who don't
Mm-hmm.
understand this, who've been around bad men, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
the husband who kind of did not fulfill with because, again, the tension created by whatever. And they go, well, I'll respect him when he earns it. I'll appreciate it when he does something right. Do you know what I mean? They come back, they come pushing back because it's
Right.
his fault somehow. And we're just saying like there's a tango here, right? It takes two to tango,
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing, right? And the concept of, I'm just gonna say this, ladies, right? If you have to wait, if you think that he needs to deserve the appreciation, that he deserves the respect per his action. Meanwhile, all he's doing is taking action, working,
Mm-hmm.
coming home, taking care of everything, right? But no, but you want him more this way, that way, and this more communicate more like that, right? And then you're gonna reward him, right, in every way.
Mm-hmm.
It's like literally trying to start a fire right, with water.
Without a match. You're right. Right, exactly. With
Like it's
water.
not gonna light up. So the idea is to actually appreciate him up front,
Mhm,
for him to
mhm,
feel like a hero, he's doing something right, and
mhm,
then you get more respect. You get right, you get more of his attention. You can ask for adjustment. You can
mhm,
ask him to be a hero
mhm,
more, because you're actually
mhm,
filling up his tanks, as opposed to doing what is more natural, to cut him off
mhm,
until he earns it.
mhm.
Right? That is not gonna work for you ever.
No,
And men who just
no,
stop responding, and they stop
right,
carrying, and they pull
right.
back and they pull back, and you get more
Yep.
wigged out because he's pulling back. Meanwhile, he feels like he can't win with you.
No.
Appreciate him forward. Give him the juice first. Right?
Right.
Forget the it has to earn it, because this is how actually you're gonna
Mhm.
get it back.
Yeah,
Just saying.
yeah.
I could do this
Well,
all
it
day long.
is. It is. It's asking, it is really being honest with oneself. Where have I been inconsistent? Even 24 years later with my husband, it's like, and the more conversation I have like this, the more I really see the inconsistencies, right? And that's not a beat up. It's actually freeing. It's actually
Right.
like, oh wow, I can once I'm more appreciative, more respectful, more adoring, more respectful, the more consistent, my husband will never leave me. I am clear on that.
Yep.
My husband will never leave. I can't even imagine what I would have to, I can't even imagine anything that I could do for him to
Yep.
leave
Yep.
me. And so it's like, so where am I being inconsistent? And when I do that, and I show up loving, respectful, appreciative, and not being nobody wants a doormat. At least, well, for
No,
sure,
that's
my
not it at
husband
all.
doesn't.
Uh-uh.
And so, but really learning the difference between what is truly wrong. My husband's not doing anything morally wrong.
Right.
It's just different.
He's a
It's
man.
just
He's a
different.
man. Yeah.
And once I get that and play the game or play life,
Yes.
you know,
It's a
a little
win-win.
bit different. It
Win-win.
is. It's just a
Win-win.
complete
Oh,
lit
we could
win-win.
do this all day long, but we did it again. It's a good 45 minutes, so we got to wrap
Amen.
it up. So again, we do this every other week, on Friday afternoon. So it's going to be posted on it's going live on YouTube, and we're going to post it all over the place. Again, there'll be notes underneath and links and all that jazz. And so again, comment, follow us, ask questions. You know what I mean? Challenge us, please
What
challenge us.
topics do you want to hear? What is really
What,
bothering
yeah,
you?
what do you want us to talk about and clarify
Right?
for you, right? This is for you. We're doing this for you. Like we're not, we
Absolutely.
got this already. And so we've been doing it for long enough that we kind of have a couple of, what's the word? A little bit of guidance of
Yeah.
things that we learned doing it wrong
A
and
little bit
doing
of
it right.
practice. Right. Oh, I know people all the time say, well, how do you know so much? Because I did it so wrong. I got this.
We
Doesn't
learn.
work.
It's called experience. That said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening
Yeah.
again. Like
Thank
us,
you. Thank
comment,
you.
follow, and
Thank you.
ask us questions. Just what do you want to hear about?
There you
And we'll
go.
see you in a couple of weeks.
All
Darling,
right.
thank you so much for your wisdom. I appreciate you
Thank
so
you.
much.
I appreciate you
And I'll
too.
see you soon.
All right. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
Hold on. I have to go and wrap us up on the other side. Hi. Hold on. No,
Mm-hmm.
right here. Oh, I pause this. I think we're good. And I'm simply going to hang up. Okay. Wow, that was rock and roll. We're
Yeah.
pretty feisty. I, I'd like to. We should probably double check, because I've been so. I was double check to see if we have some kind of reaction, thumbs up, thumbs down, kind of. You know what I mean? I don't really.
Yeah, I don't
Like I
pay
said,
attention.
I don't mean either, not a whole lot. And even my TED Talk, right? It's like I haven't checked in a week to see, the comments, and
Yeah.
like I'm busy, as you
Yep.
know, we're all
Yep.
busy. So, but it was so fun,
I don't
fun,
think it
fun.
matters. I just look at it this way that,
Yeah.
God's going to touch something and it's just going to explode, and that's how it is. It just is
Right.
how it is.
Amen.
You know, all we can do is keep putting it out there. It's a great message. It's a helpful message. It's a valuable lesson, and whoever's going to hear is going to hear
Yep.
and
Hopefully.
be helped. So that's just how
That's
I
it.
look
That's what
at it.
we're up to.
Yep.
So, darling, again, thank you. Have a
All
great
right.
weekend. I got to
2
jump
weeks.
off back to the workshop. Blah.
Learn
Another
a
two
lot.
hours.
All right.
Okay. Thank you so much.